Hello, everybody. Looks like we're live today. Well, we have a special topic, but I'll tell you that in a second. But I actually have someone helping me, someone new helping me with production. You might have seen her in some videos, so I'm going to introduce her in a second. But I'm just going to give you guys time to join. And it looks like my phone just beeped, so it means that you guys are probably getting notifications too. So with that, give me 1 second. I'm going to introduce Margot. So let me see. Whoa, what the hell? Remove. There we go. Hello. Hello, Margot. How are you doing?
Hi, Renee. How are you? Hi, everyone. I'm good. I'm doing fine. How are
That's
you?
good. Great here. For those of you guys who are wondering, like, what's going on? We got somebody new. So I've asked Margot to help us with production. She's actually connecting remotely from Venezuela, so a little bit of a distance for me, and or it may be next door to you, depending on where you're at. We have people from all over the world, so you may be her next door neighbor and not even know it. I don't know. Who knows? We're all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things that Margot is gonna help with, she's the one that schedules the videos, and you might have seen some invitation videos from her in the group. Also, with she's gonna be monitoring the questions as well. And it looks like we do have a comment. Hey, Michelle. Now,
Hey, Michelle. How are you?
yeah, she's we got our first question. Thank you for let us know if you can hear us fine. It looks like you would have told us otherwise, but there was something that Margot and I were talking about offline, and I'm gonna brag about it. So just a little story. Sometimes I think in the US, sometimes I feel like I'm spoiled, or some of us are spoiled, because at any moment's notice I can order something from Amazon and it gets here in 2 days. But in Venezuela and other countries, it's not as easy to get electronics, correct? Right, Margot?
Nothing like that. I mean, it's not easy at all. We don't have something like Amazon here, so we have to figure out how to create things out of scratch, like the lightnings here. I'm gonna show you because I was talking to Rene, and this was so funny. He asked me like, okay, do you have like a chroma key or something, like a green screen? And well, no, this is just a wall. Okay, looks perfect. And I told him like, yes, and look at this. I'm gonna show you guys. This is a lightning I had to create. So this is just like a regular box in here. Inside of the box, there's a bulb because okay, I kind of cheated there. My dad, he's an engineer, so I told him, okay, I need lightnings. I can't buy them, so I have to have them, for the live stream. So he made that.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah.
just
So
him.
sometimes, I mean, I think,
Yeah.
like I was saying, especially with, I mean, we use Amazon as an example, but for entrepreneurial problems, sometimes we just got to figure it out. I mean, not everything's going to be easily available,
Yeah.
especially for us trying to create stuff. So I mean, I'm part of the fact that I saw that.
Totally.
So I want to commend you with that. But I just want to say that, hey, we can all be more creative in ways of coming up with solutions. So with that, we're going to go
I
ahead and get
mean, you
started.
can do anything basically with what you have. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
You
That's
can do
okay.
anything with what you have at home. So, yeah, that's kind of a lesson
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Venezuela.
Exactly. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
So Margot's gonna help me with monitoring comments and also to make sure things are working fine. And then so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the training with that. So we're both gonna go off camera, I think. Let's see. There we go. We're back. All right, great. So I'm gonna take it from here. So today, hopefully my voice is getting better. I don't know if you guys noticed the last couple weeks when I was on live, I was trying to finish fast because my voice gives out, but hopefully we're good today. But I'm fine. I'm healthy. Just my voice sometimes every couple of years I talk so much that I wear out my vocal cords. But anyway, I'll try to catch a break. I always say that's God's way of telling me to slow down and not talk so much. So hopefully this helps you guys if I speak a little slower. So today we're covering networking in Facebook for high ticket clients. Let me tell you how I come up with ideas of what to teach. Sometimes it's not something we have a library of training of different trainings we've done. We've done this in the past, but I don't have a big plan as to say, hey, here's what I'm going to cover this week or the following week. It's what people ask me at different times. So I had somebody ask me this question in the past, and that's how I made this training. And I've had somebody ask me this recently. So I said, hey, it's a good time to go over this training again. So I would be teaching you guys some tactics of some things to keep in mind when you're networking in Facebook for high ticket clients. And some of this may be a review. I think, Michelle, you might have seen this a couple times. I might have actually mentioned this to you before. But some of you may be brand new, so I thought it was crucial to cover it. But before we do that, I do want to talk about our community. You're probably watching from the Facebook group. If you are, great. If you're not, I'm going to tell you how to join our community in a bit. But for now, let's see. I'm going to tell you what our community is all about. So community is all about its people, right? And our people are dream builders. That's what we call ourselves. If you're part of a community, you're a dream builder, because you're building your online dream business. That's going to help you with that dream lifestyle that you're looking for. So you're building that dream. So if this applies to you, then we want you to be a dream builder with us. If you're passionate about the products or services that you provide and the people that you help, basically you do what you love. That's your dream builder. If you want to create an online business that earns at least $10,000 a month in stable income and allows you to live the desired lifestyle, basically stop trading time for money, you're a dream builder. If you want to build meaningful relationships, eventually lead a community, grow your business on social, scale your business to help more people, then you're a dream builder. And you're willing to put in the time and work to create that dream business so that you can experience lasting impact, income, lifestyle, and fulfillment, the long-term success, then you're definitely a dream builder. So if this is who you are, we definitely want you as part of our community, and we're going to be telling you how to become part of that community in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to tell you briefly a blueprint that we help people follow. And at times we don't even help someone do it, but we see people do it and have success with it. And if you're a regular like Michelle, then you probably heard this before, but this may be new for you. And this really came about from us really figuring out what worked for people and what worked that we helped. And like I said, just watching who succeeded, who didn't over the years. We've helped thousands of businesses with their online business. So this really became an apparent pattern. And the pattern for that blueprint is really building blocks. The first one is dream, or designing a dream lifestyle and business that will fund it. So before you start figuring out how you're going to sell something, if it's a membership or a course or one-on-one coaching, you got to figure out, okay, what is that dream that I want to create? What's that dream lifestyle? And what business is going to fit that lifestyle? Once you got that figured out, like I said, don't do anything else till you got that figured out. Then you can go into the deliver step, which start with your first offer. Start with delivering something to an ideal client, right? So that could be that course, that membership, or that coaching, or something like that. But that's your next step. And we recommend that you deliver one thing at a time, meaning you create one. You're going to have multiple offers, but you're only delivering one at a time to an ideal client. That's very important. The next one is invite. It's not go out and run a million Facebook ads. It's actually reaching out to people and inviting prospects that need results. And so it could be messaging people one-on-one, sending a couple emails. It's not a massive invitation campaign. It's reaching out to a few people and learning from those people who start to consume what you have to offer, who you start delivering those results to. And then once you got that figured out and you've learned a lot, and you start establishing some patterns of what people need to know perhaps before they even buy from you, then you enter the nurture step, which it's systematically and continuously nurturing prospects and also your clients for retention, right, and referrals. And that's when you can get a little more creative. That's where you could have maybe a free membership or something that you give out continuously, maybe a set of public training. So you can essentially nurture strategy, right? How are you going to get them people warmed up so that they want to become your customers? After that step, then you can go insane and enter into the growth phase, which is really coming up with a traction strategy. It may be running ads, it may be working with affiliates, a number of different things to grow your existing offers, right? And add new ones to it, add new income streams to those offers. So that's the blueprint. And later today, I'm going to tell you how to actually get a crash course for this blueprint. But for now, we just wanted to kind of have that out there so that you know sort of the guideline that you need to follow if you're starting from scratch. Now we're going to go out to the topic that at hand that we promised today. So without any more further delay. Sorry, there goes my voice. So Facebook group networking. So yes, I'm going to focus mainly on networking inside Facebook groups. That's where I think most of the networking needs to happen. I still remember, one sec. Back in the early days before Facebook groups were very popular, I used to go to a lot of in-person networking events. And to me, there's a lot of parallels drawn. There's a lot of things that are similar in terms of what you would do in an in-person event. Usually you go to an event that, it's a marketing event or a business event of some sort. And there's usually a breakout session where the speakers may say, hey, it's time to network. We're going to give you an hour to network. Well, guess what? That's the same thing that's sort of happening inside a Facebook group. But now it's virtual. Now you can have access to it 24/7 and you don't have to travel anywhere. It's easy and it's convenient. So some things to keep in mind when you're thinking about that. So first, define your ideal client. I still remember the moments one of my mentors back in years ago told me, all right, Renee, you're going to attend an event and you're going to network with people. Do you know who you're after? Do you know who you want to meet? What are they like? What do they have in common? What are they struggling with? How can you help them? What does that person look like? How are they in their business? Or, if you're a fitness person, where are they with their fitness, right? Are they advanced? Are they already competing professionally? So you have to define who that ideal client is before you start networking. Otherwise, you're completely wasting your time. And guess what? That advice that mentor gave to me for in-person events is the same advice that I'm giving you today with networking inside groups. What is your ideal client? Who are you after? If not, you're never going to find them, right? So that's something you can work on ahead of time before you even spend time trying to find clients in groups. And we do have a crash course that covers the steps I went through earlier. And so I'm going to be telling you how to get that crash course in a little bit. But in that crash course, the deliver step, we cover this a bit. We give you some ideas on how to actually start defining that ideal client. The next step is to identify communities. Okay, what groups do these people hang out in? Search for industry groups. Search for groups that talk about a product or service that complement what you offer. I'm going to give you an example of how you want to think about this. Let's say you're a fitness instructor, you're a fitness trainer, you teach a workout program, right? And translate it for your expertise because it's very similar. But this is a good example. So if you're a fitness trainer selling workout programs, my first thing I would do is try to find out if there's a group out there for any sports equipment companies that may have a community. Any like if Fitbit or some company has a group, that's where I would try to find someone who talks about maybe Fitbit's a watch that helps you track your fitness. Guess what? People who are customers of that company, well, more than likely, they're people who want to work out. So guess what? They would be your ideal client. So look for other companies or groups or people who talk about not necessarily what you're doing, not necessarily fitness and fitness, because that's what you do. You don't want to necessarily compete with the owner of the group. You want to identify the groups that do something similar, something that correlates. Like maybe it's a group about food, about healthy food. Then that'd be a perfect group for you to hang out in. That'd be a great community for you to start in, because people who are looking to eat healthy are more than likely also looking to be fit and work out. So try to identify things like that, not necessarily the group that's competing with you, because it's just not cool, right? To try to get clients out of somebody else's business, that's just not great. First thing you do is you join and participate in those active and relevant groups. You want to go in there and start, you start answering questions, start getting to know people. I mean, I remember when I used to go to in-person events, I would actually try to listen to conversations that were already happening and politely insert myself into the conversation and say, hey, you know what? I have an idea for that problem you're talking about. Maybe you could try this or try that. And that's sort of how I got through the door, quote unquote, is by doing that. So that's the same thing you're going to do. The beautiful thing about a Facebook group is it's not awkward. All right. You could just jump in and start commenting on a post, and people expect you to jump in. So it's not hard to do. It's actually a lot easier. Engage in conversations. So here's what's beautiful. Some people don't know this, but groups have a search feature. You can actually search for topics. So if I'm the fitness instructor and I'm in that nutrition group, guess what? I'm going to go in there and look up workout examples in the search, because somebody probably asked a question about workout videos. I'm going to look up a question on how to deal with being hurt or an injury or something that's my specialty maybe. So I'm going to do a search on that group to identify people who are asking or having that kind of conversation about what I'm an expert in, because I'm going to jump in. And you know what? Sometimes I've seen people, even if conversations are a year old, I've personally have revived them. So don't be shy about looking up, searching in the group and identifying topics or questions that are super old. It doesn't matter. Obviously, the newer questions that are coming up, the newer posts are better, but it doesn't matter. Even the old ones work. So you want to go in. There's a search box. I'm not going to show you where it's at. You can easily find it, but and start searching away. The next is to start the relationship. Take the conversation private. Okay, so here's what not to do. Okay, let's say somebody asked a question and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm the fitness instructor again," and someone asked in that nutrition group, I just recently hurt myself and my knees hurt, and I'm looking for a workout program that or an exercise that doesn't hurt my knees. Here's what not to do. Don't go send that message, the person a friend request and a message and say, hey, here's the answer, by the way, that you asked in the group. Don't do that. You haven't earned the right to take that conversation private. You need to follow these steps. You need to follow the engage step first before you even do that. So what you would do is go in there, answer the question, and if the person responds back and say, hey, you know what, that idea you gave me for the workout I'm looking for with my knees being hurt, that was a great idea. Thank you. When they do that, that's the door open. To me, in my opinion, that's the door opener for you to send them a friend request and send them a message that says, you know what, I'm glad that helped you. If you're looking for different exercises, I have different answers for you, or different examples that you may actually like. What are you looking to accomplish? And leave an open question for them to answer. And that's how, now, guess what? Now you started the relationship. That's how you do it. You don't just butt in. It's almost like I'm not going to butt into in a networking group or in an in-person event and just kind of say, hey, you know what? Here's my business card. Call me if you have questions. I'm like, what? No, I'm going to go and participate, engage first, and kind of start building the relationship first before I get to that step. So this is where there's some tact that's involved that you do have to be careful about. But other than that, I think you're safe. And you know what? Lately in groups, they do say, hey, you know what? You're not allowed to send friend requests. Well, I mean, boo-hoo, really, it's BS, excuse my language, but I'm sorry. If I'm meeting somebody in a group, you can't tell me not to send somebody a friend request, especially if I've earned the friendship, right? If I earned the relationship. So I wouldn't worry about it. Here's one also what not to do. When you first send them a friend request on a message, the first thing out of your mouth should not be, hey, by the way, I have a paid program. Here's the link. You want to go buy it? Don't do that. You need to give them a little more value in that conversation. And the next step should be, hey, you know what? If you need help, if they engage with you on Messenger, then you could say, hey, if you need help, I'll be happy to jump on a call with you and give you more ideas. And then that's how the next process starts, right? So you do have to earn that relationship. Yeah. So in that Messenger conversation, or that email Messenger in this case, then you do want to get to know them a little better. and see if they're an ideal client. If they're not an ideal client, that's okay. That means what you have to offer, what you're delivering, your services are not a fit for them. Then give them something and refer them to somebody else, and that's fine. Move on, help somebody else. But that's key to know. That's why I want you to know who your ideal client is first, so you attract that client and not someone who doesn't really need what you have to offer. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Some things to keep in mind. I mean, actually, I'm going to go back and say, hey, if you really want to attract people, I mean, I would go ahead and screenshot this slide. This actually took a lot of time and thinking, and it does cover a lot of the problems and things that people do. So definitely screenshot this. This is your step-by-step guide to the behavior you should be having in those groups and how you should be handling it. So the next thing, a few things I'm recommending. Yeah, follow the group rules and don't get kicked out. Here's something else not to do. I mean, the only rule I would say break is if the rule says don't send anyone a friend request. Go ahead and break that one. I'm serious. It's almost like saying I'm going to go to a networking event and I'm going to meet people and I'm not allowed to contact them after. I'm like, what? Really? No, if that's ridiculous. So that's the only rule I would say break, but earn it, right? Earn the right to send someone a friend request by giving them value on the post first before doing that. But here's what not to do. Don't go to the group and start posting links to your offers. Don't post a link to your workout program. You're going to get blocked or banned. We do it all the time. I delete stuff off of our group all the time because people do that without providing any kind of value. And there's ways around that. I'll give you an example. If you post a link to your app and say, hey, look, I just launched this program. Can you check out the gate and let us know if you have any ideas as to how I can improve it? I really appreciate it. You know what? You just found the loophole. I'm giving you our loophole to our own group, right? You have the right. You can do that, but that doesn't work for most groups. So don't do it anyone else. Don't do that. Do not make your own post offering your help. People don't react well to these at all. It's not going to help you. It's actually going to hurt you. You sound too needy, actually. So number one, so the psychology of it doesn't make sense, and you may also get blocked. So it's better to if you don't want to just look for questions and answer questions, you could share resources. But when you share that resource, here's the key: you do not share any links to anything that's yours. If you found, hey, here's a 10-step workout program for someone who's hurt with their who has knee problems. Link it to some site and make sure it's not some competitor you're going to lose business to, but link it to some site online. It could be Wikipedia or something. But don't put a link and say, hey, by the way, but if you really want the advanced program, go buy this from me. Don't do that. Don't link it to anything. That's the only way you're going to get under the radar and you're not going to get blocked from that group. Don't link it. People are going to ask questions in that post and say, hey, that made sense. I mean, well, I sort of don't understand number 5. Do you have any ideas of how to make number 5 work or whatever? Then you talk to them and guess what? Now you can start the conversation privately. Yeah. Also be patient. It is going to take some time and effort. But the great thing is you can do this any time of the day in multiple groups. If you're really serious about this, this is part of the invite. You remember in the first steps I talked about in our blueprint, this is the invite phase, really. At this point, when you run out of warm market, this is how you can continue that. But be patient, have multiple groups you're doing this in, and spend some time each day to do it. So this is your goal. Is to be the hero. Be the hero in the group that's always helping and creating positive energy. You want to be the one that's in alignment with the mission statement of the admins, and that the admin loves so much that they say, hey, you know what? You answer so many questions. Why don't I interview you on a Facebook Live in a group, and you can just have people ask you questions? That's your golden ticket. That's now you have direct permission from the admins to really, really target the group, and which is awesome. And not only that, they're endorsing you. So that's really what you want to see happen, is for you to become that hero. Yep. And also, don't forget the goals to take conversations private and turn qualified prospects into clients. So once the conversation is private, then you really doesn't matter that you met them in the group, you really have that relationship with them. It's not someone else in the group. It's you and the other person in a relationship at that point that now can turn into a client. So if you just answer, if you're just a hero and don't do the next step, then you are definitely missing the boat. Yeah, and very important. The last point there is make sure to deliver results to those clients that you get from those, to every client that you have, but especially those, because they are going to go back to the group and they're probably going to praise you, and they're going to give you referrals. That's when the snowball starts to really happen. Messenger, the actual conversation, some tips on the actual conversation on Messenger. Don't be pushy. Like I said earlier, don't just send them a link to your offer once you start the conversation with them. Actually have a conversation, get to know them a little better, because not only because of the fact that it won't work if you're pushy, it's also because you want to find out if they're the right fit. If they're not the right fit for what you have to offer, especially for a high ticket, which is probably going to include a lot of one-on-one time with you, then you don't want to get a customer that's not a right fit. It's not going to be fun. So it's also for your own benefit. Yeah, and then also be okay with telling them it's not a right fit and recommend someone else. I mentioned this earlier. And the goal is to book a one-on-one call. So after you've answered a couple more things on Messenger, the next thing is, hey, why don't we schedule a one-on-one call, and I can give you more ideas. That is the next goal. So first, get them in the group, have that conversation on Messenger, and then it's that one-on-one call. And get organized. I mean, use tags to put prospects in different categories. Take notes. I mean, you can have a spreadsheet. We actually have our Chrome extension has a Messenger version. I'm not going to go through it today, but our Chrome extension that you use to manage groups, I'll talk about it briefly at the end, but can also be used to tag people in Messenger. So that's just another value of having 22 Social. But yeah, so take notes, be prepared for the call, set up follow-up reminders. Whoa, went too fast. So just be on top of your game. I mean, these may seem like common sense, but don't drop the ball. If you spend the time looking in the group, looking for people who have questions that you can answer, and getting them to a Messenger conversation, don't drop the ball at this point, or everything else was pretty much wasted effort. So this is where it's the time to really take the final step. If you don't take it, none of the other stuff matters really. You could have 100 conversations, but if you don't really get organized and follow through, then you're not going to get any results. So that's pretty much for today's training. So right now, what I'm going to do, show you. So great. Now I can get high ticket clients. How do I process their payment, or how do I sell them a course or some sort of membership or group program? That's where 20 Social comes in. And so I'm going to explain that in a little bit, but it all starts with a free Facebook page. If you don't already have one, you should have one. It's probably the most advanced marketing page that you could ever buy that you don't have to pay for. It's completely free. Pretty easy to manage and set up. And you can actually connect the custom app to it by the examples that you see on the screen with the learn button, posting in the group, adding it to the description, and a bunch of other places. Those are your places where you're going to be able to have somebody click through and actually go and learn about that offer that you're delivering. So there's content that you're going to provide that's really an offer is content, right? It's whether it's your one-on-one time or it's videos or files that you're delivering, it's content. And there's 3 ways to restrict access to your content that you're able to do with 22 Social. The first way is email, which is a free lead generation. So in exchange for them giving you their email, they can get a free download, maybe a free video, some webinar registration, or a contest or a sweepstakes of some kind that they're able to participate in just for free by becoming a lead. The next one is a one-time payment. Could be an online course. It could be an ebook. It could be one-on-one coaching. It could be some class or webinar that you're holding. And the last one that actually is the most popular right now is recurring payment or a membership. It could be, hey, join my fitness club, and you're going to get videos 3 days a week on different workout programs, or join my business mentoring club, or join my coaching group or my mastermind that's recurring. I know we have masterclass at the top. It could be a recurring masterclass that doesn't end. It's more like a mastermind or support group. So those are the three popular ways to restrict content that you're able to do using 22 Social. And this is how the system works. It all starts by sharing a link. We call it a smart link. And that smart link automatically generates a preview image and preview text, part of the settings that you can change. And that leads to what we call the gate or the opt-in page, where they're going to have a button they can press and say, yes, I want that free download, or yes, I want that course, or yes, I want to join that recurring membership, or whichever way you set it up. And once they click through, they confirm their email and they opt in. If it's paid at this point, it actually would actually ask them either for their credit card or to go to PayPal to complete the payment. But if it's free, that's really what it ends. And now they have access to what we call the main content or the members area. That's where you're actually delivering the actual content that you promised, right? Whether it's a free download or that paid course or membership. And by that, you actually collect the Facebook profile, you collect their name, and you collect their email, and you can easily view that in the back end, what we call the SRM. That's only you see that as the admin of the system, but you're able to see their Facebook profile, their name, and if they've paid, how much they paid, and how much you're committing to every single month. And it could be a PayPal or Stripe payment, so you can use either platform. And we do have a Chrome extension. Well, I talked about an extension earlier, a Chrome extension that we call 20 Social Connect. Here's what's interesting. If you include, let's say you include a membership, you include a group as part of your membership or your course or your free membership, then what you want to know is to know who you're supposed to be letting inside that Facebook group. This is probably the hardest things people do online in terms of managing a membership, is knowing who to include in the group, who's supposed to be in the group. So how do I know that Robert Alviso, who's requesting access, or Diane or Val, who's requesting access to the group, how do I know if I'm supposed to let them in? How do I know if they've paid? Because they could have found the group online on their own. So how do I know if I'm supposed to let them in? So with that Chrome extension, it'll actually color code names of people right inside the group in the members request section and anywhere really in the group where the name shows up. And based on that, if they're green, you know they've paid and you let them through. If they're not green, you know they haven't paid. You could always send them a message and say, hey, it looks like you haven't registered for our group. If you want to register for the paid membership, here's the link. And then now they can go ahead and pay and then come back. Or if as you're creating content in the group and you're interacting, if you see somebody show up in red, like I am in the example on the left, then hey, you might want to send me a message and say, hey, Renee, it looks like something maybe your card expired or something went wrong. Would you like to re-sign up to stay in the group? And they may say, oh, yeah, I missed it. Yeah, I'll go change it now. Or no, I'm not interested anymore. Then you remove them. So you don't have to go back to the back end in 20 Social. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. It could be all color-coded and easy to use in the group. This is probably one of the biggest reasons why people love using us, is because we make this process so much easier than anyone else out there, really. And little thing I told you about earlier, there is a Messenger extension that allows you to tag people on Messenger. So I'll let you explore that on your own. But as part of the settings in this 20 Social Connect, is we do allow you to turn on a Messenger tagging system that'll take a while to explain, but I'll let you play with that on your own. And this is an example of one of our users. We have a lot of people that have this happen to. In this case, this is Will Irish, who's been using our system for years now. This is what his email looks like every morning, where PayPal says, hey, someone else renewed their subscription. You're getting another payment. So this is what we want to see happen in your inbox. At this point, I think we'll probably filter them out because he started seeing so many. But it is definitely a good feeling to see that that you're getting a lot of recurring payments. So I told you earlier about being a dream builder. So I'm going to tell you how to become a dream builder and what are the perks for being a dream builder. We do have a free weekly training. You're probably watching it now, or you're watching the preview. Sorry, I think my phone's beeping a lot. We're live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Eastern. and we're just giving you different strategies on how to grow your online business, right? To build that dream. Here's the perks of signing up. You get an extended free trial of 20 Social software. You get a free blueprint crash course. So the steps I went through earlier today, from all the way from dreaming all the way to growth and everything in the middle, we do have a free crash course. It's a condensed crash course that you have free access to. We do have a community. So if you're not watching from the community yet, this is how you join. We do have weekly sweepstakes or winners of a prize, and we're going to be announcing this week's winner in a few minutes. And if you want to become a dream builder for free and to get all the perks, especially get that extended trial of 22 Social, you can go to 22s.com/stream, and that's how you sign up. So for those of you who are regulars, glad to have you here every week. For those of you who are not, this is the best way to sign up. So we also have a dream builder bundle. So if you really say, hey, you know what, I'm serious about building my dream. I don't want to wait around. I want to take this to the next level. We have a bonus here for you that if you sign up for this bundle, you'll get two things. You get a Dream Builder Blueprint course. So that crash course I told you about, that's just a crash course, but we have a full-on course that goes through every single step in that blueprint in detail that you have access to. That's easy. A few $100s worth of value all by itself, and a year of 22 Social software that allows you to do everything I showed you earlier with up to 3 Facebook pages or 3 businesses. So you could have maybe one for you, one for your spouse, and maybe a practice one or a friend. So that whole bundle will really give you the training that you need, and also the software that you need to make it happen. So if you want to do that, you can go to the same link, and there'll be a way for you to actually get our best price for the bundle there. And if you have any questions on that, you're more than welcome to ask in the group, or you can ask here. We'll be monitoring this video or this live stream video for forever, really. Let's see. So today, speaking of winners, so every week we do actually give away that bundle that I just talked about. So who's today's winner? I'm gonna click through. You can say their name, Margot. You want to unmute yourself? I think you're muted. So we're just making it more suspenseful.
Yes, I am.
There you go.
I was muted.
No problem. So today's winner is?
So this week's winner is Rosalinda de Dios. Congratulations, Rosalinda. You're the winner of this week for our prize.
Thank you, Margot. I told Margot that slowly I'm going to give her a few more things to do during the training. So this is her getting started a little bit here. But and Rosalinda, like I said, won what I just described. She won the bundle. She won a year of 20 Social, and she won that blueprint course. So that says winner. And just as a reminder, again, if you want to win that prize, if just by becoming a dream builder, you've entered to win. Actually, before I even say this, Rosalinda, if you're watching, send our Facebook page a message, and we'll take care of you. We'll give you access to that course, and also give you that year of 20 Social standards. So congratulations, Rosalinda, from Mountain View, California. But if you want a chance to win yourself and get all the perks that I talked about earlier, and it's pretty easy. Just go to 22s.com/dream. And with that, this is, wow. Today was a short one, but packed with value. So I'm going to bring us back on screen. Let's see. Yeah. So just to say goodbye, that's all I'm bringing back. Margot, I think you're muted. I think I didn't warn you. I think she's reading the comments. Margot, are you there?
Sure.
Oh, okay. You might have frozen. There we go. You're back. Good. No problem.
Yes,
just wanted to say bye. Yeah, I can hear you. Just want to say bye. We're gonna see you guys next week.
Yeah.
So just saying bye. We'll chat soon.
Well, thank you so much for watching this live stream, and yeah, I think you're gonna see me on the next video,
right?
Like for
exactly
next Tuesday.
All right, we'll see you guys. I'm gonna end now. Thank you, Margot. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We're good, Margot. I'm gonna end the call. Thank you for your help today.
Okay, perfect.